around the United States, and the Obama administration has never provided that temporary protected status, despite the storms of September 2008. But I think with this disaster, I can't see how they can.
And Edwidge Danticat, how does that treatment compare to others coming into this country?
Well, soon after Tropical Storm Jean covered Gonaïves, we had very soon after that deportations, and some of them were of people that I knew. So in this first disaster, which was the biggest natural disaster we had had up to that point, there was no change in the treatment. I'm hoping, I would assume, with all the humanity that there is and political goodwill, one hopes that won't be the case, that people would be deported to this situation. But the policy has been so inconsistent and inhumane that one cannot assume anything really. But I am hoping that this is something that will be taken into consideration, that these 30,000 people and others would be granted temporary protective status, and that people won't be deported. The country needs the leadership. The people need all the help they can get from individuals as well as Haiti's neighbors. And this is a type of complication, another layer of tragedy that we would not need.
All through the night, the cable channels were focusing on what was happening in Haiti, trying to get information, and they were listing relief organizations. Now, we see this in situations all over the world, and the question is where people give their money. What are the organizations that end up having power on the ground? The United States says that they will also give money. Other countries, I presume, will be also pledging. What about the politics of aid and what you see as the pitfalls and what you see are the tremendous needs that Haiti has right now? Let me put that question to Kim Ives.
Well, yes, aid has historically in Haiti been extremely pernicious. It has destroyed Haitian agriculture. It's been a real counter to development in the country, development aid. And even humanitarian aid has been often wasted. For instance, during storms of 2008, 197 million was freed from the Petrocaribe accounts, which Venezuela provided Haiti. A lot of questions remain about how that money, that $197 million, was spent. A lot of it seems to have been frittered away into corruption and various other types of embezzlement. So, yes, there's going to be a tremendous amount of corruption and charlatans flocking to Haiti like flies, and it's important to find good relief agencies. One is the Haiti Emergency Relief Fund, HERF. People can go to the site of HaitiAction.net and find out more about that, and that is a place people can donate. But yes, we can expect terrible things to be happening in the aid front in the coming weeks.
And also, Kim Ives, the issue of food, we saw last year a food crisis around the world in early 2009. Haiti was one of the worst hit by that food crisis. There were reports of people eating mud because of starvation. Explain the issue of food and also how the United States affected the food supply in Haiti.
Well, yeah, essentially Haiti was self-sufficient 30 years ago in its production of food, particularly rice. And since the fall of the Duvalier regime, it has really been opened up. The neoliberal regime, one of its principal demands is the lowering of tariff barriers so that rice grown in Arkansas and Texas and Louisiana can be dumped on the country, which has effectively destroyed destroyed the rice farmers of the Artibonite Valley, leaving Haiti now required to import almost 80% of its food. So foreign aid has essentially destroyed Haitian food self-sufficiency.
The poverty that leads to the deforestation of the mountains, having gone to Haiti a number of times, people going up into the mountains to make charcoal, to burn whatever wood they can get, and that leads to the precarious natural situation where you have an earthquake or a hurricane and the mudslides that from Pétionville down, right,
exactly.
that make the crisis much worse.
And exactly, and Amy, just in the days before this, there was a lot of rain, so a lot of this is mudslides. I mean, the ground was already saturated with water, so it was extremely unstable, and I think that made the collapses even more terrible.
Well, we're going to continue to cover the story, of course. It's expected at least 3 million of the 10 million people of Haiti have been seriously affected by this. Disaster specialists say various mathematical models for an earthquake of such a magnitude predict that perhaps 4,000 people could have been killed. We don't know. But right now, we're going to turn back to what we touched on earlier, and it's the issue of immigration. And we want to turn back to Edwidge to tell us the story of her uncle. You may wonder why we're talking about this today, but Haiti has been the epicenter of natural and political crises, and particularly affected by its powerful neighbor to the north, the United States. Edwidge, what happened to your uncle over 5 years ago?
Before that, Amy, I would just like to, on the issue of aid, I feel that it's, there will be corruption and so forth, but I don't want to discourage people who would like to give. There are some wonderful organizations that are already working within Haiti, organizations like Dr. Paul Farmer's Partners in Health and the Lumby Fund and Doctors Without Borders. So I don't want sort of in the more political talk to discourage people from giving, because in whatever, or to try to help in whatever way they can, because it's going to be extraordinarily needed. On that being said, on the my uncle's story, it's very ironic. I've been thinking about my uncle throughout this whole issue, because I'm not even sure now that the building where he lived and that where he did all of his work is still standing. He lived in Bel Air, which, as someone had said, is just shattered and broken right now for more than 50 years. And in 2004, because of a threat by gangs there, had to leave. And he had been coming to the United States for about 30 years, on and off as visiting. And after this incident at his house with a confrontation with a gang, he came to Miami, where I live, and he requested what he called temporary asylum. He was arrested and brought to jail at the Chrome Detention Center. He was 81 years old, a cancer survivor who spoke with a voice box, and his medications were taken away, and he died a few days later in the custody of the Immigration Service.
He died at the Chrome Detention Center. His medication taken away.
He died at, well, he died in the hospital. He was taken finally to Jackson Memorial Hospital after he was accused of faking his illness. When finally it seemed like he was near death, they took him to the hospital.
And Edwidge Danticat, you also you write about this in your book, Brother, I'm Dying, the difficulty of getting information and just dealing with immigration bureaucracy, trying to get information about your uncle, and also what happened after his death. They gave you the body they performed an autopsy and gave you very little information of what actually happened. Can you talk about that?
Well, while he was in the hospital, he was attached to chained to a bed, shackled to a bed, in the prison ward of the hospital. We were not allowed to see him there. And even when he died, we tried to confirm that he had died. And the night that he died, someone had called me to say that, and I called the hospital, and they said, oh, you have to call to the immigration service. And we weren't told officially that he died until the following morning. And then they performed an autopsy and said that he died of chronic pancreatitis, and he had never had pancreatitis, much less chronic. And we were just giving the corpse and told good luck.